I just must read one, and I think this is the best movie of all time. Here's why. The story starts out with Chris Evans, a level 4 naughty lister as a child. She telling the cousins that, hey, this is not a real, Santa's not real because the presents. But then the dad's like, no, he is real. And then the kid eats the sick, and they're all grown up, named Jack. And Jack is doing stuff, burning everything, and it's like, feels like the Grinch 2019, but also like, he burns a house, so it's like, like that. Then the title credits open, and then Santa's real, and then it's like YouTubers like, what the fuck, guys? What's that Santa? But then the elf was like, no, don't do the fucking 6, 7. Yeah, then oh my god. Then they go to the North Pole. And then the elf is saying like, hey, I feel like everyone is naughtier than the other nice kids. Like he doesn't understand it. But then Santa's like, doorman life lesson. And then he goes. But then something shocking happens. He gets kidnapped. And why? Well, he was doing, Jack was doing some computer clampy shit. And then he sends it to, like, someone. And then, boom, he, did it. And, like, sent it there. He gets a lot of money. So then they go to there and kidnap Santa Claus. And it worked. And so then they were like, oh, wait, let's find the guy who did it. It was Jack, the wolfster. And then they, found him. And he was like, he was picking up his kid when he was like at the divorce, Santa Claus thing. And now and then he's telling his kid, hey, I promise you I'll be there. And he does. But also, he gets kidnapped, the father, by, the Amalfi, the mythological something. I don't know. Okay, so then they go there, and then the polar bear's like, you're a level 4 yacht Rizzler? Level 4 yacht Rizzler? Because he kidnapped Santa Claus, so then he's trying to get them back. Meanwhile, the witch is like, here, I'm gonna steal all your powers so that all the naughty people go in the glove. So yeah, that's the story. I mean, it's fine. The script. Okay, so the script and the scenes are all like, oh, what if Santa Claus was in the MCU? And I really kind of want more of these movies, like, like the Avengers, with the Easter Bunny, Jack-o'-lantern, Tooth Fairy, where the fuck they were in Santa Claus 2. Yeah, like that shit. But unfortunately can't, I guess, since it did underperform at the box office, so pretty sad. The characters, pretty bland, I would say, pretty bland. The finale. So, they go to, Krampus's, house, because it's actually, Santa's brother, because 700 years ago, they used to be brothers, but working together. But then Krampus was like, what if I put a nihilist in there? And then he was like, no! So then he grabbed it, but then he was like, emos, and then going out of the way, and then goes to his, the witch, or Bolero, or something, I don't know. But then she was like, the door, someone open the door. They got out. So then they were doing being sneaky, but then Jack was like, oh, I need money. But then the elf was like, no. But then they got caught anyways, and then they're about to get prisoned forever. But then they do the slapping competition. But unfortunately, Krampus is pretty strong, so The Rock almost hit him, but then he gets beat up too. But then the Rock is about to hit him, but then Jack is out of an idea and used a weapon, and then they escaped. And then they all have the life after. Ha ha ha, it's pretty funny. But then he sees a piano, and the gift is for Jack. But then he calls and his son doing the trumpet, and then he says, "Oh, this gift is something." And then the gift is the same orb as the other one. So then they both get trapped because the first one doesn't, But then the Rock is like, where? How is this possible? And then they realize, Santa never escaped. He was underground. And why did they didn't know this? Well, it was because while he was calling, Mrs. Claus, she says, "Oh, I'm baking macaroons." But then but then Rock is like, Santa hates macaroons. The North Pole has been taken over. And then they go, Fortnite, they're taking all the other bosses. But then meanwhile, Jack and the kid is in the orb, and they're like, but then the villain is like, "I'm getting in every single naughty lister. I won't send you out, naughty lister." So then they have a doorman life lesson, and then they're free, So then they're about to beat the witch, but then he beat him up. But then he unlocked the hook, and then she's dead, and then she comes back as the real, true self. But then Krampus is like, "I'm broke," but then like lava or something. But then we're still beating it up. But then Santa will work, and it's like, "Oh, I'm back." And then they distracted him, and then she put it inside the globe. And, Santa's alive, and then Rock realizes, oh, maybe every kid's dead. And that's it. My conclusion, I would say, it's okay. Watching the movie, making fun of it. I would say, I'll just give it a nice 5 out of 10 movie. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.